Now let's talk about tactics. So tactics are specific actions that you are going to take to accomplish an objective. To use my metaphor, you know where you're going, New Hampshire, and you know how you're going to get there. You're going to take 95 north to 81 to the Massachusetts Turnpike. So what do you actually do next? What actual action do you need to take? So for example, you might need to get in the car. Maybe you need to fill the tank with gas. Maybe you need to make sure that you have an EZPass and a map or GPS. Maybe you need to buy some snacks. Maybe you need to actually drive. Figuring out what tactics you want to use can actually be really fun, and this is one of my favorite parts of the process of building a marketing strategy. But it can also be really overwhelming. There are hundreds, probably even thousands of tactics that you can use to market your books. Pretty much anything that you think of, you can do. And not to mention all of the other authors you know personally, all of the different influencers that you follow, authors you don't know personally. Everybody has opinions about what the right thing is to do and what you ought to be working on and where your focus ought to be. And everybody does different things, and everybody has their own preferences. And so it can be really hard to sort of sift through everything, pick things that are going to work for you, and then actually follow through. And some of it will end up working for you and some of it won't. But if you've got your objectives developed and you've figured out your end game, you know why you're doing everything, even if it doesn't work. And that is such a relief. It's like a burden lifted. Even if something doesn't work, say you pick a promotional idea and you run with it and it completely falls flat, you can look at it and be like, man, it sucks, it didn't work, but I know exactly why I chose to do it. And now I'm going to go do this other thing because that might not have worked, but maybe this will. It's a huge, huge relief. And you can, by understanding the why and understanding why you're doing this specific thing or trying this particular tactic, you can look at it and be like, okay, this should have worked. Let's figure out why it didn't, right? And you can either reapproach it from a different angle, from a different perspective. You can make adjustments, like a big adjustment that people tend to make once they really start delving into marketing is updating their covers, especially from your first few books. You can look at a thing and be like, well, this probably didn't work because my cover sucks, right? So you can either make adjustments and try again, or you can look at it and be like, I didn't like doing this. It was way too much work, or I just don't think it's ever going to work for me. And you can discard it and move on. Such a relief, in my personal opinion. So the easiest way, I think, to come up with a tactic is to look at your objective and say, how can I do this? If you don't know the answer to how can I do this, then you do research and you ask other authors and you follow influencers and you say, how are they doing it and what does their process look like? So for example, if your objective is set up a sales funnel and you say, I have no idea what a sales funnel is, or how do I get people into my funnel? You just Google it and you'll learn that a sales funnel is a marketing system which provides an easy way for the customer to get to know your product, such as a free book. And then that slowly draws the customer deeper and deeper into your sales funnel and hopefully spend more money on the products that you offer. So you might create a tactic that says, set the first book in my series free on all platforms, or write more books so that I can actually create a funnel, or develop related products like t-shirts or workbooks that customers might also be interested in purchasing. So essentially, a tactic is a simple action or a simple set of actions that are going to get you from where you are now to accomplishing an objective.